and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The podcast is back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's just gentlemen since it's only males in this league. But we're back, Matt. Here we go. Season 1. Week 1. And we're getting ready, you know. We're going to do a little draft review. We're going to do a little Week 1 preview. Just get ready for everything. You know, so...
First of all, I need you to refer to me as the defending champ.
That's not going to happen because it's a new season, and that's it. And there's nothing else to say about it. You're still the defending champ, but I will not refer to you as the defending champ.
All right, fair enough.
And that's going to be that. So let's jump right into it. So we got a little draft review to get to. So instead of our traditional power rankings that we're going to do, is we're just going to take a look at everybody's draft, and we're going to start probably with We're going to start with Lacey Underall. So with this team, I like McCoy and Lacey, and I like Patterson. Other than that, I really don't like a lot about this team. I don't like 3 quarterbacks. I feel like every week you're going to have a big decision to make, and you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass if you don't make the right decision. Thoughts?
I kind of like the team. I don't know about Alshon Jeffrey and with his second pick, but I mean he's gonna be good. So that's not really a concern. But I mean I don't have a problem with the 3 quarterbacks because in this league, you know, people come up on the waiver wire all the time, and either you can drop one of them or I mean they're both I guess decent quarterbacks in Romo and Foles, and maybe he'll just use them as trade bait for when you want to get rid of RG3
in week 1.
In week one. But I don't have a problem. And I like their team. They're going to be tough.
Yeah, they're going to be a real solid team. Would you say that they're probably the favorite to win without even looking at any other team here today, just because of McCoy and Lacey, or no?
I mean, being the competitor that I am, I'm going to say no. I'm the team to beat, but. I mean, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough.
Okay, moving down the line, we got my team, Optimus Stein. I like Charles. I like Bernard. I like Jennings, and I like Gronk. Everything else, I do not like at all.
I don't know.
And that's it. I mean, RG3 struggling, but I'm going to stick with him. And when I say stick with him, I mean through week 1.
Through good times, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. And then he's probably going to get cut, and I'm going to pick up Sean Hill of the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think your team's bad. I think I don't like your 8th round pick in Zach Ertz. I probably would have picked Selleck before I picked him.
It hurts. It hurts, don't it?
It does hurts. But yeah, I don't think.
I love my kicker. I love Justin Tucker.
Oh, that's
good. So when you love your kicker, you got to love your entire team.
It's a shame if you're doing a keeper league, you could have kept him.
Yeah. I will not be cutting Justin Tucker, and do not offer me a trade with Justin Tucker in it, because it's just not going to happen this year. Moving on, we have what? So I like AP. I like your wide receiver depth, and then everything else. I'm not a big Andrew Luck guy, and I'm not a big Trent Richardson guy. You also have Hakeem Nicks. So, obviously, you're all in on the Colts this year.
Well, actually, I just got rid of Nicks. I just picked up Ingram from the Saints yesterday. But, I mean, I really like my team. I'm not, I already took Richardson out of my my starting lineup. I plugged in Colston. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Trent Richardson has the capability of being
a big bust, right?
Yeah, a good running back. I mean, can he bust as bad as he did last year? That's my thing. But I mean, it does.
Oh, he can bust. He can bust with the best of them.
But that's like I feel really good about my team. Actually, I really do.
I'm glad. Good.
I love Julius Thomas as my tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Next up, double tight end set. The thing that I love about this team is that they drafted the entire Hard Knocks squad. The thing that I hate about this team is they drafted the entire Hard Knock squad. So they are all in, much like you were at the draft. They are all in on Matt Ryan, Roddy White, Devontae Freeman. So they got a lot of eggs in that Falcons basket. But I like the first 3 rounds. I like Forte. I like AJ Green. I like Antonio Brown. But I mean, obviously, who wouldn't like that? I feel like the depth, it's so-so.
I don't know. I like Spiller too. I think Spiller's going to have a bounce back year.
Right, and the only thing that I would say to that is like when you have Spiller and Fred Jackson. So what are you going to do? You're going to start both of them? You're going to start one of them? Or are you going to wait for an injury to start either one of them? You know, I mean that's kind of the predicament that you put yourself in.
It's his handcuff, so I mean.
Right. So actually, you're hoping for an injury, and then you can start the other guy.
Right, but even if, like say, you don't want Spiller to get hurt because if Spiller gets hurt, then you got Bryce Brown that could probably take a lot of snaps off of Fred Jackson. Fred Jackson's a goal line touchdown guy.
So it sounds like it's a situation that you want nothing to be a part of.
I was a part of it last year, remember?
Yeah, and then you got rid of it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Next up, we got ABC. I like Breeze. I like Calvin Johnson. And I'm not a big Mike Wallace guy. I like Crabtree a little bit. And I think that the running backs are just a little bit thin here. I like Ryan Matthews, obviously. But with Zach Stacy and Toby Gerhardt, I think you just have 2 running backs that aren't really going to catch a lot of balls. And this being a PPR league, I think that hurts them a little bit. But overall, I think this is actually a pretty good team. And I like Moreno late in the 13th round, especially if he can steal the job away from the guy that I drafted, Lamar Miller.
Yeah, I mean, I like Johnson, Breeze. I like Stacy too, and I like Crabtree. I think Crabtree's going to have a good year. I don't know about Toby Gerhardt. I mean, all the things I read are saying that he's going to do his thing this year.
He's just going to get volume.
And Dennis Pitta, he was injured all last year, right? Yeah. He only came back for like 2 games last year.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be pretty good. So
we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know about Mike Wallace. I had him, and he sucked. But,
yeah. Supposedly he's going to be the Deshaun Jackson of this offense this year. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Next up, your Week 1 opponent, Ash Gerbil. So Ash Gerbil goes heavy PPR early. Des Bryant, Julio Jones, Randall Cobb, and Shane Vereen. I'm not sold totally on his quarterback situation. I think Kaepernick has struggled much like RG3 has.
Oh, and he's starting Rivers. I mean,
right. I understand that he's starting Rivers, but down the stretch, nobody ran the ball last year more than the Chargers. Rivers didn't put it up as much as he did in the first half of the season. So that would be my only real question mark with this. I like the Chiefs' defense. It sucks that he drafted a kicker that he had to drop him before the season even started. Yeah. But what are you going to do? And then he takes Darren McFadden to close out. You got anything to add to this?
I mean, I don't know. He's I mean, I'm usually heavy running back type of guy, but this year, I mean, obviously, I took a lot of wide receivers. But, I mean...
As did the Ash Gerbil.
I don't know.
The Ash Gerbil.
Thursday night, I got Nelson, he's got Cobb.
Unless he takes Cobb out and throws Harvin in, because he does have Percy on that team.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
So we will see. Next up, Prestige Worldwide. I like Demaryius Thomas, and I like DeMarco Murray, and that's easy to say. That's their first 2 picks. DeMarco! Not sold on Le'Veon Bell. I think they reached a little bit early for Tom Brady. I think they reached really early for the Seahawks defense, and I like Jordan Cameron. The rest of the team, other than Pierre Thomas, I really don't like.
I like T.Y.
Really?
You know why I like T.Y.?
Why? Because you have Andrew Luck?
Yes.
Well, that's...
No, but I mean, I thought T.Y. Hilton came on pretty good last year. I think he's going to be a decent receiver.
Yeah, dynamite drop in there, Matt. You like T.Y. Hilton because you have his quarterback. That's great insight that people are looking for on the podcast here. Next up, our boy, Tomas. Fresh legs. Would you say fresh legs surprised everybody at the draft more than anything else?
What do you mean by that, Rick?
Well, Jimmy Graham was sitting there on the board.
Yeah, I mean...
and then he takes Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So that means he's definitely going to pass on Drew Brees. Then he takes Jordan Reed in the 4th round, when I think he could have waited a little bit to get Jordan Reed.
Well, maybe 6 or 7 more rounds. But,
Yeah, in that range. I think he could have waited on Jordan Reed, and I think he could have pulled the trigger in the 7th round. But hey, whatever. That's
he looked good before he got one of 25 concussions.
Right.
I think he only has half a brain left, but I mean, he might be.
Well,
good.
maybe Tommy had half a brain when he drafted him that early.
Yeah, I didn't like Tommy's reasoning behind why he wanted to take somebody else besides Jimmy Graham, because I had him last year. Well,
right.
You made it to the championship
with Jimmy Graham.
So I mean,
yeah. I mean,
but
the way the draft went, he could have went Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees, but Tommy changed up everything, and he went Rodgers, Lynch, and then Morris, and then he has Chris Johnson and Jonathan Stewart. I don't in a PPR league. I understand taking Lynch and I understand taking Morris because obviously they're going to get carries, but they're just not guys that catch the ball out of the backfield. So I think that devalues them. And to take Lynch that high, I definitely would have taken DeMarco Murray over Lynch. But who's to say with let's see how the season plays out and we'll go from there. But I mean that's the only knock that I would really have on that team.
Out of Washington, they're saying that Morris is going to be catching the ball this year. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think if he catches 25 balls, Tommy would be in good shape. Because he's just never been used in that role, and from what I've seen in the preseason, it's been Roy Halou catching balls out of the backfield. So we'll see. And then he just double dipped on the Eagles' offense. He's got Macklin and Cooper, and he drafted Josh Gordon. Obviously, he dropped him. So, I mean, that pretty much rounds out fresh legs. You like this team a lot, or you don't like this team? What's your feeling?
I got mixed feelings.
Lukewarm?
I don't know, lukewarm. We'll see.
Because on any given week, you think that Rodgers can carry you, even if you're doing bad. You know what I mean?
See, I'm not the Aaron Rodgers guy, the bandwagon guy. I don't know. I think I would have took Breeze before I took Rodgers.
Okay.
I don't know.
And you could have waited 8 picks.
Yeah.
You could have waited 8 picks to get him.
I don't know.
All right, so let's move on. Finally, the 9th pick of the draft. New team name this year, Flippin' Sweet. My younger brother, less good-looking, less charming, but still my brother. He takes Jimmy Graham, and then he goes Brandon Marshall. So he goes heavy.
Bigger cock, though, right?
Bigger cock, though, yeah, much bigger cock for him. So he goes Brandon Marshall, Jimmy Graham to start. So heavy PPR, I like that. I'm not a big Foster guy, and I'm not a big Andre Johnson guy, even though he's going to get a ton of targets. I know that. It's just I just don't believe in Ryan Fitzpatrick. I like Jason Witten. So obviously this guy's going to start 2 tight ends. So we got a new double tight end set in the league this year. And I kind of like rolling the dice on Ray Rice in the 7th round. I know he's a big Kelvin Benjamin guy. I know he's just going to be force-fed targets, but I'm not really sold on that guy just yet. And I don't like Cutler that much as everybody else. Your thoughts?
I like it. I think Arian Foster is going to be good this year. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Brandon Marshall obviously always does his thing. Jay Cutler loves Brandon Marshall too.
Yeah, so he's got the double dip there. And now he did draft Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson, and then he went out and picked up Josh McCown. So he is all in on this Tampa Bay offense. Now he just needs Kev to lose Doug Martin and make a trade, and he could just run out the entire Tampa Bay offense.
Well, we see what McCown did last year when he came in for Cutler.
Yeah.
So he obviously is a decent quarterback, and I think Vincent Jackson's going to really excel with him at quarterback.
Yeah, just a lot of deep balls. A lot of deep balling.
I mean, who was their quarterback last year?
Mike Glennon.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah, so you got an upgrade there.
I think it's going to be a good year for Vincent Jackson. And,
okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Last team up is He Gone. So when we talked about Ash Sherwood, we probably should have mentioned that. Obviously, he drafted Des Bryant and Julio Jones, but he did that in a trade.
Right.
So obviously, He Gone moves up, and the player that he was trying to get all along was Peyton Manning.
Right.
So I guess let's start there with the trade. How do you feel about swapping 10 and 11 for 6 and 15 just to get Peyton Manning?
I don't I don't know. I mean, it worked out for Chris, who wanted, he said he was a big wide receiver guy.
Right.
So it worked out for him. It worked out for Kev. So I guess,
everybody's happy until the season starts.
right. I mean, I think Kev has a nice running back core here, though.
Yeah, he does.
Everybody's off Doug Martin. He got hurt last year. He had a bad year.
Yeah.
But look at the year before that.
Yeah.
Doug Martin was a beast.
Yeah.
And, Monty Ball is going to be, everybody's saying how good he's going to be.
Yeah.
Ellington looked good in preseason. I don't know about Ben Tate, but I mean, how good did Emmanuel Sanders look in preseason?
Oh, he looked.
Peyton loves him.
He loves him, especially now with the Wes Welker injury. Not knowing if that guy's going to come back, Emmanuel Sanders could be a top 15 wide receiver by the end.
We'll see. And this kid Brandon Cooks that he's got for the Saints, he's supposed to be really good, and that could work out well for him. I don't know about Jordan Matthews, but
yeah, little thin at wide receiver once you get past Sanders, because you really don't know what Cooks and Matthews is going to do. I think eventually what he's going to do is ship one of these running backs out, because Kev's not afraid to make that trade and maybe bring in a wide receiver. Especially if Sanders doesn't take off like projected, and these two rookies really kind of fall. It's just, I don't know.
And he's got that new kid, Eric Ebron. He can turn out to be really good.
I'm not a big Ebron guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying he could be from all that everybody's saying he could be really good, but it might not be till next year, the year after that. But
yeah,
I mean, he could be good this year. Who knows? But yeah, all in all, let's get this party started.
All right, so let's get right to the Week 1 preview. This is my favorite part of the podcast. This is where I make my bread and butter. So the first game up, we'll just cover my game. We got double tight end set at Optimus, and that's one thing that I love about Week 1. I'm opening at home. I feel good being in my own stadium, So I'm pretty much going to run out there RG3, Jamal Charles, Kendall Wright, Gronk, Welker, Jennings, and Bernard. And if I need to, I'll probably swap out Reggie Wayne for Welker if Welker's not a go. Or maybe I'll plug in Lamar Miller, I don't know. But I'm going against Matt Ryan, Forte, Green, Rudolph, Roddy White, Antonio Brown, Pierre Garcon. So I mean, it's tough. I'm definitely an underdog going in. I'm probably going to lose and trade half my team after Week 1 because that's what I like to do. And that's pretty much that. I mean, I would say that double tight end set's a heavy favorite going in. And we'll just go from there, I mean, we'll see where the chips fall.
That's your whole problem right there. You got to be confident. You got to be confident going into your Week 1 game.
Yeah, well, I got like fucking 3 guys that are questionable already. So, Sean Hill, look out! You're going to be on Optimus Stein real soon. Next game up, we got Ash Gerbil at what? So for Ash Gerbil, we got Rivers, Vereen, Dez, Olsen, Julio, Edelman, Cobb. Going against Andrew Luck, Peterson, Nelson, Julius Thomas, Deshaun. Hopefully RG3 throws him like 3 bombs for you. There you go. Fitzgerald and Colston. So as of right now, Randall Cobb is in the starting lineup, but could come out. You like yourself this week, Matt?
I do.
Yeah.
I like myself every week.
Yeah, that's a big surprise. You like yourself?
Yeah.
You like yourself?
I do.
I like Chris's lineup. The only thing that I don't like about taking all those wide receivers is that it's like feast or famine. You're going to have monster weeks, and then maybe another week a guy gets maybe like 4 balls thrown his way and only catches 2.
Right.
Because last year I tried this strategy. I went heavy wide receiver, and it really didn't work out, but it could work out for Chris.
No, that was my thing. I love running backs. So like last year, I took a ton of running backs. But this year, every time I came around to me, there was always a wide receiver that I thought was going to be more valuable than the running back that was there. So I don't know.
All right.
We'll
So
see.
next
I feel
up,
good about it.
Next up, we got Flippin' Sweet at those pesky black crackers.
Cool.
So we got for Flippin' Sweet, we got Cutler, Foster, Marshall, Jimmy Graham, Jason Witten, Vincent Jackson, and Andre Johnson. Going against Drew Brees, Zach Stacy, Calvin, Dennis Pitta, Michael Crabtree, Toby Gerhart, and who is that? Joik Bell? Yeah, I guess Joik Bell. So when I look at this, I really like ABC in this matchup.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, I kind of like flipping sweet.
Really?
You know what gets me on this is Joik Bell.
Yeah, I think Joik Bell's going to get a ton of work.
No, I think
you think it's the other
Reggie
way.
Bush is going to get the most
All right,
work.
well, we'll see. I think Joik Bell's going to get a ton of work in this game. I think Crabtree's going to be targeted heavy, and I think ABC's going to pull out the interdivisional win here.
I don't know.
And
I'm
go
going to
1-0.
disagree with you and go with flipping sweet in this one.
Oh, I guess I didn't give my pick in the Ash Gerbil what game, so I will go with. Just to be a dick, I'll take Ash Gerbil. Okay. So, next game up is two bitter rivals, two really good friends, and we're just waiting for the screen to load here. We got Hegon taking on those fresh legs. So, it's a big quarterback matchup. We got Peyton Manning going against Aaron Rodgers. And then to round out Hegon's lineup, we got Monte Ball, Manuel Sanders, Martellus Bennett, Ellington, Martin, Tate. And then rounding out Tommy's lineup after Rodgers, we got Lynch, Keenan Allen, Jordan Reed, Alfred Morris, Victor Cruz, and Jeremy Maclin. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, I like Hegon this week. And it's no hate towards Tommy, because I do like Rodgers. But I just think Kev really lucks out with Rodgers going against Seattle on opening night. And most likely Denver gets into a shootout with the Colts on Sunday Night Football. And Manning's the difference in this lineup.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm going to go with that.
Why wouldn't you? I'm a fucking genius.
He's going this week. If you're such a fucking genius, why don't you like your team so much?
Because players I thought were going to be there weren't there, and the players that were there, I was like, these guys aren't so fucking good. All right. So, actually, as we're doing this podcast, Kev is blowing up my phone right now. So,
Yeah,
but
I just saw it on the mess. I just got it too, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting heavy group message action. And in the final, in the final game, we got two old school Villanova teams. We got Prestige Worldwide going against Lacey Underall. So with Lacey Underall, we have Matthew Stafford, LaShawn McCoy, Alshon Jeffrey, Vernon Davis, Michael Floyd, and Eddie Lacy and Reggie Bush. And for those PWs, we got T. Brady, DeMarco, Demarius Thomas, Jordan Cameron, Le'Veon Bell, T.Y. Hilton, and Eric Decker. You know what? I'm predicting upset week 1. That Prestige Worldwide is going to roll in to the Lacey Underall Thunderdome and steal a win. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's an upset. I mean,
really?
It technically probably could be called an upset, but I don't think it is. I mean, I think these teams are. Besides, I think Stafford's going to have a better game than Brady because I don't know. I'm a Brady hater, but
yeah, Brady hater.
I don't know. You know how much I like DeMarco Murray.
Right.
Demarius Thomas is going to get his regard. There's no question. Jordan Cameron's he's decent.
Le'Veon Bell's going to get some work. He could definitely outscore Michael Floyd.
Yeah.
And then T.Y. Hilton against Eddie Lacy. So, I mean, so as you go down that...
I think they're close, but I think Lacy's flex options are so much better. So I'm going Lacy.
You're going Lacy?
Yeah.
I'm going Prestige with the upset and to go 1-0 to start the season. That's how I'm closing out this podcast. All right, Matt. So let's have some fun. Let's definitely have some fun here. Give me your predictions. What 6 teams are going to make the playoffs with byes? So obviously, one team from your division
This is fucking
and
early
one
for
team
this.
from my division is gonna have a bye. So which team from your division? So I'm just going to go ahead and put you down as what will win the division.
Obviously.
Now, in my division, who's going to win the division? Is it going to be Lacey, Optimus, double tight end set, the Black Crackers or Prestige Worldwide?
This is way too early to be having this discussion, but if I'm going to have to make choices here, I'm going to say from our division, it's going to be me.
Okay.
He gone.
Okay.
And Flippin' Sweet.
Make the playoffs.
Yes.
In that order. In some kind of order. Right. Okay. So He Gone and Flippin' Sweet are your wild cards. Okay.
And your division, I'm going to say... I'm going to say Lacey.
Lacey wins the division. You don't have to put me in. Don't feel pressure.
He's all worried.
Don't feel pressure.
He's all worried if I'm going to say his name or not. You
when you looked at my team,
I wasn't going to
fucking
in there.
Look like you swallowed a load. Like, oh god.
Man, I actually think you're going to beat out Black Crackers for a spot, and then I like double tight end set because they're always they're always good contenders. I mean,
all right. For me, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Flippin' Sweet wins the division. Right? Now, here's where it's going to get crazy. Fresh Legs is going to get a wild card spot. I don't know how.
Not this year.
I don't know when. The guy makes the championship. The guy squeaks into the playoffs. He's going to find a way because that's just what he does. So I'm going to say Fresh Legs.
I'm going to say you're an idiot.
And then round it out. In his third year, Watt does not make the playoffs, and He Gone gets in.
Such a hater.
And then, on the other side, you know what? I'm not impressed with Lacey at all. And I got them week 2, and I can't fucking wait. You know what? Because I'm winning this fucking division. I'm getting a bye this year. And then, let's round it out. We're going to put ABC in. I think ABC gets in. And I'm going to say Prestige Worldwide gets in. I'm going to say that the heavy favorite going in, Lacey Underall, does not make the playoffs. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
It sounds like you already stuck something in your pipe and smoked it.
All right. So, out of your playoff matchups, what's your championship game?
My championship game is against...
Oh, so you're already in.
Oh, I'm already in.
You're in.
I think I'm going to play...
What will play?
I think I'll be playing Lacey.
Lacey.
Yeah. Lacey or...
So you have the 2 division winners making the championship game, and then who do you have winning? I guess... What? Okay. He really goes out...
What am I going to go against myself here? What kind of questions are these?
Yeah. Broadcast school's really fucking paying off. All right.
These are great interview questions.
Yeah,
Let me tell you. Do you think you're going to win? No, my team sucks. I shouldn't even play this year.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Flippin' Sweet's going to get to the championship. And they will play...
Stop kissing your brother's ass, all right?
Hey, I'm just going on what I think here. Okay? He could definitely start the season fucking 4-0 and fall apart like he did last year.
Yeah,
but right now, that was bad. You ever seen a grown man cry before? That was painful. I'm going to go with Flippin' Sweet, and they're going to play... I'm going to go ABC. ABC gets some redemption this year and comes back, and ABC wins the championship this year. Right. That's my pick. I'm going to go out on a limb and say ABC. You hear that, Zellman? You hear that, Sullivan? Do not let me down this year.
What are you trying to...
But if you do let me down, make sure that I win. So...
You trying to get him to take you out to lunch or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a free lunch out of this whole deal. Remember who picked you. So that's gonna wrap up week 1, or going into week 1, I should say. We'll see everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
We'll see everybody around September 10th for another podcast. See you later, boys.
Peace.